And said, "You know that the rulers of the Gentiles lord it over them, and their high officials exercise authority over them. Not so with you.
Leadership, leadership, leadership. Is it all about the green and cream blazer? Is it all about carrying the name prefect or head girl? Well, no. Leadership is about having the ability to guide people into making the right decisions and choices, awakening minds day to take calculated risks. Us Ama2K tend to think just because it's a trend, we have to do it no matter the repercussions. So please, dear leaders, do not let peer influence defeat you. And secondly, I would like to say, just because, do not take down a fence until you know what it was put up for. So I trust and obey that I trust and believe that you would do your best to obey all the school rules and regulations. And lastly, just because you've made it to the top, just be careful, because you might as well just drop. I thank you.
Jubilant greetings to you all. We are gathered here today to grant thanks to our leaders who have not only excelled but have set their paths right. Abraham Lincoln once said, "A house divided against itself cannot stand." With this heavy weight of duties bestowed upon you, do not be too proud, but instead humble yourself and let the Lord your God lead you. You have not been chosen without reason, but for the zeal, the qualities, and above all, your selflessness and judgment. John Dickinson once said, "United we stand, divided we fall." Let us work together with our leaders ahead. With our leaders ahead, we believe in you and hope you strive and work together to make what you can better. Remember this forever. Do not take someone else's idea and make it your endeavor, for it may lead to your downfall and you may be tarnished forever. I thank you.
I would want to thank the two girls, Mr. Madamombe, who introduced the other members. Mr. Madamombe. Morning, Shumbas. Morning, sir. You know you are Shumbas, right? Yes. Do we have Shumbas here? Yes. Oh, you are sounding like sheep. Let's start again. Morning, Shumbas. Morning, sir. That's it. Now we are getting there. As the deputy head alluded to, I'm the current chairperson of the alumni. Though in this lineup, I'm probably the sprog. I'm the youngest. I only get the honor to chair the Alumni Association because I'm the least busy of all these gentlemen that are here. Point of correction, the sprog is Noah Pomo. So I'll start with Noah. Noah was a distinguished art student at this school. He's a journalist, as you can see, he's right at home. So that's Noah. On the extreme right is Humphrey Chigwedere. Humphrey Chigwedere is interred permanently in the memories of the school on one of those two long boards to your right as the 1989 head boy of this school. I'll say a few quick words about Humphrey. Humphrey was a master at sport. He was a jack of all trades, but he was also a master of several. Anything that involved holding a wooden stick and hitting at a ball, he excelled at. Hockey, cricket, squash, tennis. And Humphrey went on to become the Hockey Association of Zimbabwe president. Humphrey is also the preceding chairperson of the alumni. By Alumni Association, I mean that grouping of students who have gone through this school, which you are all hopefully going to become a part of. So he is the chairperson I took over from. And just to say a few words about exemplary leadership. When Humphrey stepped down as chairperson of the Alumni Association in 2020, and I took over from Humphrey, Humphrey didn't leave because chairmanship is not about being the leader. It's about serving. Humphrey stepped down as the chairperson, but availed himself into the committee to still do duties for the Alumni Association under myself. So Humphrey still advises. He's still a member. It's probably the equivalent of a president resigning from office and then taking up a spot as MP to serve the new president. If that is not one of the finest examples of leadership, please take a lesson from Humphrey. To Humphrey's left, sir, is my namesake, Simba Nyabadza. Mr. Simba Nyabadza was also, like these young boys and girls that are in front of us today, he was deputy head boy of this very institution in 1985. Currently, Mr. Nyabadza is Afrofoods Zimbabwe. Afrofoods Zimbabwe is the company, the holding company, that owns the Mama's brand. If you go into the shops and you see Mama's peanut butter, Mama's cornflakes, and all of those, you are buying a product from a distinguished ex-student of this. Let me encourage you to consciously, when you go into the shops, to consciously make a decision to purchase a product from Mr. Nyabadza, because that money will find its way back into this school to assist you guys again. I believe there was actually a program that you were running, sir, where if schools ordered his products into their dining halls, Mr. Headmaster, into your hostels, when you buy cornflakes for them, if you buy from him, they've got actually a program where they can actually buy branded kits, where they can buy branded kit for your... Thank you, sir. Our distinguished guest of honor, completely understandable. He commands presence wherever he goes. Ian Saunders, just like, yes, Ian Saunders, head boy of Marondera High School, 1985. So Mr. Saunders was the head boy when Simba was deputy head boy here. This is your head boy and deputy head boy of 1985. Ian Saunders is an international business person. He's the CEO, founder, and chairperson of New Dawn Mining, a Canadian stock exchange-listed company. He, from his family trust, he runs over 55 companies in 7 African countries, employing, I would believe, in excess of 10,000 people in Africa. And just like the gentleman that I have said before you, including myself, 30 years ago, I was seated where these guys are, at our own prefect's inauguration. So he's gone through exactly what you guys are going through. There's no limit to what you can achieve. Today you are sitting there and we're standing before you. You have no clue what you're going to become when you grow up. You are equally capable of operating 55 companies in 7 countries and employing 10,000 people. In fact, I demand that one of you does that today. Thank you, sir. So my job was to introduce these people, but I'm going to say a few words to the entire school and to the young ones. As Shumbas we are a pride. Shumbas form a pride. And the thing that distinguishes a pride is not the strength of its strongest. That's not what makes a pride. The thing that distinguishes a strong pride is how a pride of lions is able to protect its weakest. That's what makes a true Shumbas. If only the strongest are looked after, they'll become extinct because there is no new throughput to come through. That's why they are here. That's why we are here. They represent the strongest in the Shumba pride, here to inspire the young ones that will become the future leaders. I would also want to say these two gentlemen, Ian and Simba, they run the scholarship fund that we run. They are probably our biggest contributors to assisting students amongst you who need assistance with their fees and everything else. Having said that, one of the industries that is involved in, which is mining, is not about the glittery metal. Mining is about finding earth and seeing an opportunity or value where nobody else has seen value. The job of a miner is to unearth a mineral, process it, and make it shine. I would like to think that's what we, including the staff that is here, are trying to do with the school as a whole, to identify germs among you, the gold that glitters, polish you so that you can become the best of what you can be. You can be true to your potential. And when somebody has given to you, please, can it be part of your conscience, your ethos? Our ethos as alumni is networking for net wealthing, but net wealth is not worthy if you don't do something noteworthy with it. Shall I repeat? As an alumni, we network as old boys and old girls. We network. We come together to network in order to net wealth. As we network amongst ourselves, we give each other business to create net wealth. But that net wealth, it's not worthy if all of us don't do something noteworthy with wealth. Wealth is not for the purpose of just being enjoyed. Give back. So my point to you is, as you are being assisted and you grow up to become members of the Alumni Association, so that yourselves, you don't then come back and say to us, thank you so much, may God put back where you have taken from. We don't want God to put back where you have taken from. You should give back to somebody else where you have taken from. Ian left this school in '85, so did Simba. This is the first time that they are setting foot at this school since 1985. But it hasn't stopped them from giving back. They don't have any children here. But it's the pride, it's the family, the identity that I'm a Shumba that makes them take time from their work to come here and inspire future leaders. So all I'm saying to you is let that become a part and parcel of your own culture. Be a Shumba, identify with that green blazer. So that after you have been assisted, you can also give back. 10 years from now, 15 years from now, you can also come back here and kids will look at you and say, wow. So with those few words, please take it with you, take it with heart. To the new leaders, as a former speaker said, it's not about the blazer. It's about setting an example. Thank you so much.
I want to thank you, Simba, for those few words. And I'm sure you got inspired, we got fired up if we do have our former students visiting us, and again outlining the accomplishments there. It means you are being polished, your gems being polished. So please be consistent with that, act like that, be like that as you leave the place. I want to thank you once more again. Our guest of honor, it's now our time for you to install our head boy and head girl and their deputies. It's my honor again, our guest of honor, to call the headmaster to officially invite you to install these leaders. Mr. Wajango, please.
How are you today?
Fine, thanks, and how are you?
Right. I'm sure we are aware that today is the Prefects' Day, and therefore, let's make sure that we honor them in every way possible, not only today, but throughout their term in office. I would like to take this opportunity to invite our guest of honor to come and install the head boy, the head girl, and their deputies. Mr. Ian Sanderson.
Thank you. Our 2023 vice head boy to be installed today is Chikore Takuzwa. Our 2023 head girl to be installed is Tanasa Chukuni. Our 2023 vice head girl, Vanessa Maramakiana. As the program is going to proceed, we are going to have a pledge of loyalty, of dedication to duty from the head boy and vice head girl and their deputies. We are going to start with the head boy. He is going to give us his allegiance.
I, Sean Mabing,
I, Takuzwa Shikore,
do declare before all you assembled, before the headmaster, staff, our esteemed guest of honor, Mr. Ian R. Saunders, that I shall strive for the best for my school. I shall lead the prefect's body and the students' body to the best of my ability towards the achievement of our goals. I shall be the principal ambassador of the school at all times, and I shall submit myself to the requirements of our prestigious school. I shall at all times preserve and respect the name and tradition of our school. I will give this pledge to you, the headmaster, Mr. Majgango, to keep for the record, and I will be judged by this document and its contents at the end of my tenure of office. So help me God.
I want to thank the head boy for his pledge of loyalty to save this our prestigious school. And the head girl is going to give us a pledge as well for service to the school. Tanasa Chikuni.
I, Tanatwa Chikuni,
I, Marambakuyana Vanessa,
do declare before all of you assembled, before the headmaster, staff, students, and before our distinguished guest of honor, Mr. Ian R. Saunders, that I shall strive for the best for my school. I shall lead the prefects' body and the students' body to the best of my ability towards the achievement of our goals. I shall be the principal ambassador of the school at all times, and I shall submit myself to the requirements of our prestigious school. I shall at all times preserve and respect the name and tradition of our school. I will give the pledge to you, our headmaster, Mr. Machikangobe, to keep for the record, and I will be judged by this document and its contents at the end of my tenure of office. So help me God.
I want to thank the head boy, the head girl, and their deputies for taking that oath of allegiance. They can sit down, take their seats. You can clap hands for them. Our guest of honor, you may allow me to invite Danda Jena Anotida to give us an exhortation and an inspirational speech to those, our hierarchy. We have just been installed today. Anotida Danda Jena.
The great legendary coach Vince Lombardi once said, leaders are not born or created, but they are formed through determination, willpower, vision, and struggle. Pardon my manners, ladies and gentlemen. I'm addressed as Anotila Lincoln Dandajena, a bona fide Marondera learner, standing on this platform to give a speech about leadership. By the way, what is a leader? A leader is someone who's characterized by main qualities: hard work, teamwork, and help. Leadership is one of the greatest qualities of human nature. A leader should be someone who thinks, questions the situation to bring a solution. The late Nelson Mandela once said, leaders create more leaders and not followers. Hence, it is the duty of leaders to be able to install leaders among their followers. There were many great leaders out there, and they even still exist. And an example of living great leaders is our own headmaster, Mr. Machikangobe. A leader should be a great influencer among a group to guide and motivate people towards a certain goal. Sir John Maxwell once said, a leader should be someone who knows the way, shows the way, and goes the way. I rest my case. Thank you.
Our guest of honor, it is my pleasure to call out the newly installed head boy to invite you to install the rest of the prefect's body. And you can say one word or two as well. But your question is coming when you give a keynote address, but we are thirsting to hear from you. I'm sure we can't wait to hear some few words from you.
Restore the rest of the prefects board. We will start with our girl senior prefect, Sitole Rufaro. May we please have order? Our boy senior prefect, Jacob Sten. Moving on. Marambana Tadiwa. Mangwiro Tadiwa. Kue Vanis. Gamunoro Akudzai. Kapare Newdley. Mukono Elios. Tawengwa Prominence. Mutsindi kwa Munyeres. Master Sean. Mukungorosi Nyash. We now move on to the hostel prefects. We will start with Cornwall Hostel. The head of hostel is Chikuni Tanatsu. Marambanaka Chadiwa. Mangwiro Chadiwa. Mamvura Lindsay. Kaminza Brigitte. Mbiri Chari. We now move on to Kent Host. The head of hostel is Maramba Kuyana Vanessa. Kue Vanessa. Tofu Langa. Matadi Farirai. Sabili Kagamuchira. Mapudze Kelly. Moving on to the J Scholar Girls, the head of Hosto, Sitoli Rufaro. Samunoro Akudze. Gapare Mildred. Beans Bridget. Mabasa Taonash. We now move on to Cumberland Host. The head of Hosto is Mokono Elliott. Chawengwa Prominence. Makina Tanyarat. Maka Tafiwa Nash. Wenge Chine Wimbo. Moving on to Sussex Hosto, the head of Hosto, Mabenge Shua. Chikori Takudzu. Uzuzi Kunash. Makoni Tadiwa Nash. Munyani Divine. We move on to Hampshire Hostel. The head of hostel is Mutsindikwa Munyaradzi. Maunzi Ash. Sinead James. Jaruwashi Kudakwashi. Shaina Kudakwashi. Moving on to Day Scholar Boys. The head of hostel is Jacob Steen. Masunga Ashwell. Mukungurutsi Nyash. Zanu Nathaniel. Mutare Emmanuel. Muchemararo James. Before you stand the prefect's body for the year 2023, at this time I now hand over proceedings to the Master of Ceremony.
I would want to thank you, our guests of honor, for such an awesome task, important task of installing our 2023 prefects. Thank you very much. At this time, I would want to invite our senior girl prefect to give a pledge of loyalty as a way of dedicating themselves to their duties on behalf of the prefect's body.
Let's take our oath. Our guest of honor, the headmaster, boys and girls, I stand up here on behalf of the prefects who have been installed today to give our pledge of loyalty to the school, the headmaster, and the head boy. We undertake most solemnly to be faithful and to try our best to uphold the good name of our school. We undertake again to endeavor to improve the image of the student body, to be fair, firm, and to stand for justice. We also undertake to be ambassadors of the school wherever we may be. These pledges we give to the headmaster, Mr. Majgangoe, in front of our guest of honor, Mr. Saunders, and in front of you all assembled. So, help us God.
Our guests of honor, may you allow me to invite you, together with school head, deputy, and invited guests, to just congratulate these newly installed prefects by a handshake.
Simukai
Thank you, choir, for those pieces of music. Our guest of honor, may you allow me this time to invite our newly installed head boy to give us his Vision 2023.
Salutations to all of you gathered here today, to our headmaster, our guest of honor, all members of staff, and to the student body at large. I am Sean Mabing, standing here in my full capacity as head boy. Firstly, I would like to take this opportunity to thank our school administration for trusting me with this most honorable position. I am committed to leading by example and fostering a school culture that values academic excellence, community involvement, and personal responsibility. The question is always asked, what is a leader? For today, I will not answer that question, but I would rather spell out my vision for what it means to be a leader. I am a leader, not your boss. My responsibility is to encourage you. As the old adage goes, a boss says go, a leader says let's go. It's important to understand that to lead is not necessarily a destination, but rather an ongoing journey of learning and development. As long as we remain humble in our approach to gaining knowledge and insight into the world around us, we can enable ourselves to make informed decisions along the way, often under immense pressure in order to achieve success. Being a leader is no small task. It is not for the faint-hearted. It requires hard work, dedication, and an unwavering commitment to success. As a leader, there will come times when you feel crushed by the enormous amounts of pressure. But I always remember that diamonds are formed from extreme pressure and temperature. As a leader, I want to hopefully inspire all of you to work together so that we may all achieve a common goal. As a leader, I should have the courage to stand up for what I believe in and have the confidence to make tough decisions. Being a leader requires me to be courageous during difficult times, being committed to my cause, and being willing to persist despite whatever obstacle stands in my path. No matter the obstacle, I will either go over it, around it, or bulldoze my way through it. To lead is to provide a sense of direction and inspiration for others to follow so that we can all reach our highest potential. As a leader, I have a big vision for our school. What is that vision? The restoration of the high school. As a leader, being a leader is not about having power or control. It is about service and dedication. I must be willing to put your needs ahead of my own and to make sacrifices in order to ensure the success of our great school. Being a leader is not about being perfect, but it's about striving to be the best that you can be and also making sure that you can bring out the best in everyone else. I must be willing to take risks and to make mistakes, but I must be willing to learn from any mistakes that I make and to grow from them. Leadership is not something which is taught. It's a skill which is acquired, developed over time. A quality which comes from within. It is a trait that is not simply given, but you also have to earn it through hard work, dedication, and a passion for making a difference. Being a leader is not about being popular or powerful, but about being principled and purposeful. It's about having the courage to stand up for what is right and the strength to stand up against what is wrong. This is my vision for what it is to be a leader. And this is the sort of leader which I want to be, which I hope my fellow prefects will want to be. I will not fail you. I will work with all my might to ensure a glorious Marondera High School. I will work with all my might, my heart, and my soul to make sure that each and every one of you can feel valued and respected and can enjoy your time here at Marondera High School. As I stand here, I'm reminded that I am not the first head boy, and I will not be the last. I am truly humbled to be in the presence of our former head boys. Now the baton has been passed on to me, and I shall work hard, run hard, and then pass it on to my successor. So I thank you for the time which you have given me to speak to you. Together with my fellow leaders, we will be a powerful force for change, and we will leave a lasting legacy which will live on for generations to come. I thank you.
I would like to thank our newly installed head boy, Shaina Benge, for that inspiring speech, and we take your words seriously. At this point, I would want to invite our school head to introduce to us our guest of honor, who happens to be his predecessor, and we do have also other predecessors here. We have walked the talk. One time they were giving such pledges here, and they have got experience, and one such is going to be invited by our school head, who has walked the talk and has led and is still leading. And this started, he was groomed from the school. Mr. Majawo, please.
Thank you, Mr. Sinake, our Master of Ceremonies. My task is very easy today. I'm not going to say anything about his profile. You have heard from Mr. Madamombe, who is the chairperson of the alumni, that is old boys and girls. And our visitor, like it's been said, when we were in the office, he said he was offered a scholarship to go to St. George's College because he was very good in sporting activities and other things. But he said, no, I started Form 1 at Marondera High School. I will finish at Marondera High School. How many of us would say that? That's a challenge. That's a challenge to all of us, which again is an indication of commitment, which the head prefect or the head boy has said in his vision and his team and the school at large. And he's also going to say one or two things during his speech about himself. So I would like to take this opportunity to invite our distinguished head boy of 1985 and also today's guest of honor, Mr. Sanderson.
Good morning, Master of Ceremonies. Thank you for your kind words today, Headmaster, and Simba, thank you for the introduction. The School of Marondera Head, Mr. Majagove, Marondera High School staff here, who are entrusted with the guidance, educated and general well-being of this body here, a noble task and often a difficult one. Many of you do not know, but my mother is a teacher and she actually taught at the school. Marondera High 2023 School and Hostel Prefects. They are being installed here today, and indeed the reason why we're all gathered. It's been an honor to share the day with you. The student body at heart. This is the heart and soul of Marondera High. These are the leaders, but you guys are the heart and soul and make this school. I'm honored to be here with you today. To others that are gathered, and as I like to say when I give speeches, just to cover anybody that I've missed out, all protocol observed. When I asked the chairman of the alumni, what is it I should do with today? He said, well, can you give a speech to inspire and to guide? And I'm a little lucky here today because already we've had a couple of inspirational messages from Sean, the head boy, but also from the people that gave poems, the people that spoke and gave speeches from other parts of the school. And I always find it amazing that inspiration comes from where you least expect it. So always look for it where you don't think it is. Before I get on to the actual speech I crafted today, there's just two things that I think I need to clear up. First of all, it's difficult to be called a guest of honor. I should be called the past pupil of honor. I'm not a guest in my own house, and this is my house. Second of all, we heard a few people talk about being committed and being part of a group. So could I just ask everybody from Hampshire to put up their hands, please? Those from Frobisher, put up your hands, please. Frobisher House. What's it called? Chitepo. Apologies, Chitepo. Who's in Chitepo? So, those that put up their hands, they're in the best house and they always win the sports, right? First, let me thank the head and the organizing committee and express my heartfelt appreciation for the honor of being invited here today to officiate this auspicious occasion in the school's calendar, the confirmation and installation of the prefects of 2023. For those of you that have never looked at the boards in the hall, I stood here as head boy in 1985, that has been said a few times, but what most of you probably haven't worked out, because you probably don't like maths very much, is that's 38 years ago. Most of your parents probably weren't born. So as a former prefect and head boy of this institution, I know what a special day this is for you guys. And so I say to you all, well done, congratulations, and may you all uphold the fine traditions of excellence, service, and commitment to the school, and importantly, to its ethos. Many prefects before you did, and although it is indeed an honor to be a prefect, it is a duty and sometimes a difficult task. However, do not concern yourself or worry that perhaps you don't have the skills and the experience in this new role. You were not elected to the position. It was not a popularity contest, but rather your teachers, the knowledgeable adults here, saw fit and saw things in you, some of those things you probably haven't yet seen in yourself, and have decided to put you here to lead the school. And they have every confidence in you, and so I hope and pray that you have every confidence in yourself to lead Marondera High School in 2023. Excuse me. Now, having given you some congratulations, may I offer some guidance and some counsel? If not, a little bit of caution to these prefects here today. Ladies and gentlemen, you have now risen to the top of the school. And indeed, you have risen as far as a student at a school can go. You have become leaders, and for some of you, this is an entirely new experience. And you're going to have to learn new skills and capabilities very quickly. In my view today, the first thing I'd like to get in your collective minds as prefects is to establish exactly what is a leader. We've heard a number of definitions in enough of places today. But I'd like to give you my view. I've been extremely lucky in life to be a leader in many, many roles and many times in my life. I have been a prefect like you, and probably that was the foundational part of my leadership and the understanding that leadership is ultimately about people. I was a student leader at university as a resident sub-warden. I've led technical teams as a degreed engineer building plants and mines in Southern Africa. I have led my place of employment as president and CEO of the company. I have led the industry in Zimbabwe as the Chamber of Mines president of Zimbabwe. Today I lead my own businesses, and as has been said, I have more than 55 businesses spread throughout Africa and employ 10,000 people. They require leadership and management, and these are two separate issues. And mostly and importantly of all, and Simba will know this from me, I have led my family, and as a father and a provider. By the way, I have 5 children. And for all of those leadership roles, I'm sure there's very few of you here today, particularly in the student body, will know what exactly a leader does. Many think a leader leads. I have learned over almost 40 years of leadership that it's very simple. A leader does lead, but more importantly, he serves. Now, whilst serving, you must naturally do it with honesty, fairness, integrity, modesty, and efficiency. You guys are going to run out of time many, many times in your lives. You must be able to both listen and to hear. Those are different skills. And very importantly, you must be able to communicate. Communicate with your peers, communicate with your student body that you're tasked with looking after, and communicating with those that are tasked with overseeing your growth and development as leaders in the school. If you do all of these things, you may well be a little bit like the greatest servant leader in the history of man. And I'm sure everybody knows who that is. Jesus Christ. This is Brother Mombe gave us a passage in Matthew, and it's clear from that that's what Jesus was, a servant leader. You serve in order to lead. That, if you get and understand that in this year, you will go many, many more places than being a leader who thinks he's there just to take people with him. Being a prefect, leading and serving is not an easy task. As you know, the main reason for being at Marondera High is to generally prepare you for life, and in particular, to do it so you have a good grounded education. If this is not hard enough, you have to do this while being fully involved in other core and very important extracurricular activities. Talking about extracurricular activities, I can't sing for beans, but this is one of the best choirs I've ever had to listen to. It's like listening to Choir Mistress, you've done a fantastic job. You've blessed us today. Thank you. Thank you very much. Now, in having to do all of these things, you also have to spend an inordinate amount of time looking after, guiding, and keeping safe the people below you. So as prefects, in addition to all of this, you have duties and obligations that are not easy. Now, the obligations that you have are actually to the various groups in which you serve. How do I believe that you serve these groups? What is my guidance for you today? There are many, many ways to do this, but I believe here are some of the key ones. Importantly, you are to monitor and maintain the rules, the ethos, and the culture of the school. The rules are necessary for all of you, as everybody at the school needs to coexist, learn, and play in a happy and productive environment. If you give your student body this, they will attain, and all of them, including you, will leave the school with a readiness to go out into the outside world and make a success of yourself. Marondera High gave me that. You guys, I task you today with giving these students behind you that as well, because then they can go out into the world and take it over. In order to maintain the rules, however, you need to maintain discipline. And discipline is both personal and corporate. If you disrespect others, no matter who they are, you will be disrespected. You will gain respect, however, by being fair, firm, impartial, kind, And importantly, by respecting each and every person, in particular to your teachers here. I was once a student. I didn't like all of my teachers. They have different characters. They have different abilities. But what they have in common is a deep desire to develop you and to make you into the best you are. And for that, they not only deserve your respect, they deserve your continued thanks. In order to maintain the rules of discipline as a collective body, as prefects, you're going to have unity. You will have disagreements amongst yourselves, and I trust and pray that your head boy and head girl will be able to guide you through that process. Sean? Well, I agree with you that leaders do take people with them. I promise you, sometimes you have to say, it's my way, pal. Okay? Otherwise, it's the highway. The collective body, and that's you guys out there, you need to maintain discipline and structure for how you taught. If you want the best opportunity for yourself, you need to maintain personal discipline. You need to maintain respect for this body. Otherwise, I promise you, you will only be hurting yourself, nobody else. I was at school with rabble-rousers. I was at school with people that thought it was cool to have their shirt out and their socks down. Those of you that think like that, I promise you one thing. You will go nowhere in this world. Conformity to the norm is the way the world works. Now, that doesn't mean you don't have to be an individual. It doesn't mean that you don't have to have your own character. But you can have that individualism character within a framework. And these prefects taught here today by your headmaster and staff are both duty-bound and obligated to ensure that happens. Good luck. Now, this may seem an immense task for you guys. So let me give you a couple of tips to make it easy. Okay. The first is, have a positive attitude. What I've learned in business and life is that the mind is an incredibly strong thing. I've faced many times in my life where I have not slept for several days, where I sleep for 3 or 4 hours for weeks on end. And I've learned that if you get up in the morning and say, I'm tired, you'll be tired. I'm stressed, you'll be stressed. I don't know what to do, you won't know what to do. So, keep a positive mind, positive thoughts. Always do your best. Because if those fellow pupils back there see you applying yourself, okay, not thinking that you're too big to do something or whatever, they themselves will do it. Be smart, well-dressed, and presented. Look, if you keep like this, you'll be okay. But keep well presented. Get to class and activities on time. We know you've got time pressures. We know you're going to have difficult issues. We know sometimes you're going to have to intervene in something that upsets you, but you need to be disciplined. One of the worst things in this country is the lack of time discipline. I have a rule in my business, in my office. If I have an appointment with you at 11 o'clock and you're not there by 11:05, you're done. I walk out, you go. That's the kind of ethos that you have about time. Time is discipline. Discipline is necessary in order to succeed. Be a good communicator. Many don't actually understand what a good communicator is. First, to communicate, you actually have to listen. Strange, isn't it? Because most of us think as soon as you communicate, you must open our mouths and say something. I've been guilty of that a lot. Simba will tell you I'm a type A personality. And learning to listen has been one of the most difficult things in my life. But I have learned that it's the only way to actually communicate. Listen, think, then speak. To be a good communicator, you must be approachable. If you put up a guise of arrogance, poor attitude, I'm too busy, I'm too stressed, the people that are charged with coming here will not approach you. And then you would have failed in your job. Because if you want to be a leader in life, many, many times you're going to have to serve and help others. You can only serve and help if you're open. Now, let me leave it at that, as we were going for long. My last section on advice for the parents, for the prefects, is a slightly less pleasant one. It's about the negatives of this job. Today, it's a nice day. It's a good day. Probably one of the better days you'll have. Here are some of the bad things that are going to happen to you. Some of your friends, even the closest ones, will resent your elevation to this position. Some will ignore you. Some will try to give you a hard time. My advice, keep calm. Don't take it personally, because it says more about them than it says about you. It's their problem. It's their feelings of inadequacy and weakness, not yours. Don't push them away, but try and build them up. I implore you also, stand by the morals that got you to this position. There will be some temptations. You're all kids. You're not angels. There will be things that you will be put in front of you, as far as possible. Try to keep away from them. Time will be short, especially for things that you like to do. As I said, leadership is about service and sacrifice. You will have to choose duty over pleasure and the difficult over the pleasant. It's not an easy thing to do. You will be criticized. You'll be criticized by your peers. You may be criticized by some of the teachers, and you will certainly be criticized by all the judges and juries out there. Sure, it's not easy not to be liked, but understand that not all criticism is bad. Whenever you hear something, don't get emotive, listen to it, think about it. If you don't attune to it, ignore it. That's poor criticism. If it's good criticism, hopefully you'll be able to change. Now, as I go on to finish, I'd like to tell you a real-life story that occurred at this school. And this is something that's very, very close to my heart right now, and after the story, I'll give you something that occurred just yesterday. There was a prefect who was a bully. He thought that the position allowed him to take advantage of smaller, younger people. He took food from them. What actually happened was that the junior, because of the honor system and what? Snitches get stitches? Isn't something like that? Now, the honor system is nonsense. What you have to do is to learn that there are certain things that is part of growing up, and you must deal with those. But if there is something that makes you deeply uncomfortable, that makes you mentally unhappy, you must speak up to your prefects, to your counselors, and to your teachers. Yesterday, my wife flew to Bulawayo, to Hamilton School, where a 15-year-old boy was buried because he committed suicide for bullying at school. And in here, they're bullied. Now, the only thing a bully understands is fear. What I want you to understand is that, and go back to the story, is that that bully that took the child's food, he didn't tell the teachers. He told his parents. And one day, a few rather large fathers and irate mothers came to the school. And it was only because the superintendent of the hostel was there that something really poor happened. Okay. In saying this, what I want to say to bullies is that you need to understand that there will be some reaction to what you've done. You may get away with it at school, but you will never get away with it in life. One of the things that I'm going to become actively involved in my last child's school, and a particular interest that I'm going to be taking in Marondera High, and I have committed today to be more involved in a 10-year vision. Sean, I love that you've got a vision for 1 year. It'll take a little longer than that, but you know, every journey starts with the first step. But we're going to, a few of us are going to commit to look at the school, look what we'd like to see it in the next 10 years, and build a systematic, deliberate plan, as if we were constructing a business, to make this into a fine institution. And guys, you're at a fine institution. It's not like you're broken. This is great. I felt comforted today. I came with apprehension. I did. But your school's looking good. With the resources that are given to you, this school looks good. Our job is to get some more resources here and to try and build a better school. Lastly, and in closing, and I hope I haven't kept you too long, let me say something to all of you prefects. At the end of 1985, I stood here. Actually, it was over there, not here. And I stood at my end of year speech and I said, 1985 has been a very good year for Marondera High School boys. And it was. 5 of our boys, of course I didn't speak for the girls then, but the girls did just as well. In fact, they probably did better. 5 of the boys got national academic honors. 10 boys played national sport. 30 boys played provincial sport. There was chess champions, Eisteddfod champions, etc. Now, I'm confident in looking at you guys here today and listening to you and seeing the school that if you commit to the ethos of the school, commit to be guided by what many have said today, including myself, you, Sean, will sit up here at the end of the year and say, 2023 has been a great year for Marondera High School. It's up to you. Thank you. Good day.
A good afternoon to you all, our distinguished guest of honor, Mr. Ian Saunders, our invited guest, our headmaster, Mr. Majigangove, our deputy headmaster, Mr. Makuaze, staff, my fellow prefects, and the students' body, and everyone gathered here. It's my honor to acknowledge the contribution of those who really worked hard to make this event happen. First of all, I would like to thank the Almighty God for making today's event a success. I extend my gratitude to our guest of honor, Mr. Ian Saunders, who spared time from his busy schedule to bless this occasion. Sir, we had an opportunity to hear and listen to your thoughts, and this will surely be an encouragement to us. I would also like to thank our headmaster, along with the school administration, for their effort towards anchoring of today. I would also like to thank our teachers for their untiring efforts, as well as the students who made this event joyful with their support. I would also like to thank our school choir for the sweet melody. At this time, I would like to invite our deputy head girl and our deputy head boy to present a gift to our guest of honor as a token of appreciation. Last but not least, a big thank you to each one of you who made this investiture a memorable day for all of us. I thank you.
I would want to thank head girl for the word of thanks. And this brings our event to a close. I would want to invite our head and guest of honor to go for a group photo to be taken in front of the administration around the flag area together with members of staff and the other guests. So please, my unit.